Okay, this is a video on the page 10 of your notes, declaring a named constant. And so at the very beginning we get the example of the declaration of a named constant. Okay, an unnamed constant would be when you, in your programming, you write a line of code that says 40 times 20. Those would be unnamed because you don't know what those stand for. So instead of writing 40 times 20, we'll go something like 40, which is an unnamed constant, times, and let's say we wanted to use a named constant here, we'd go num of, num of departments, etc. Okay, so say 40, this is a named constant, and you can see the value of it is 20, and so instead of using 20, you use the named constant, the name. So there are, this is not a variable because it cannot change. But it is a memory location that holds the value, in this case, 20. Typically, a named constant is assigned at the declaration. In other words, here's the declaration, but it is also assigned at the same time. Now, you can assign it on a separate line later. You could do this part of it later, but typically you would want to just go ahead and, because you already know what it's going to be, is to go ahead and assign it as a 20. You're not getting, well, I'll just leave it as that. Okay, so the other thing is, as we look at this example, it says keyword blank precedes the data type. You should know what that would be. So here's the data type, it's an int, and what precedes the data type is the special word final. So final is a special Java word that the compiler understands to be that this constant cannot be changed. So whatever is in this memory location cannot be changed later on. There's a conventional naming method, and this is important. This is going to be important because we want to distinguish it between names of classes and names of variables. And so, as you can see, you could probably fill in these notes already just by looking at the example. So they're all caps. The name of it is all caps. Its identifier is all caps with underscores to separate the words. Typically, what we do, variables and our classes, is we use capital letters at the beginning of each new word. On this case, though, they're all caps, and the underscore goes between each word. Number 4, this can't be assigned another value later in the program. This cannot be assigned another value later in the program. So you can't sit later on and say, okay, num of deps is equal to 25. That will not work. It won't let you do it because of the special word final, which tells the compiler, do not let anybody change the value of this constant. Okay, then the purpose of all this named constant is it's more easily understood than an unnamed constant. It's more easily understood. So if you just take 40 up here in this example, if you take 40 times 20, it's like, well, okay, where did those words come from? You have to you either have to know it already, or you have to maybe look in your code. Okay, what does the 20 come from? What was the 40 come from? There's a little more work in here. Here, it's clear immediately. You see, it says num of departments. Oh, so I don't care what the number is. All I know is that this is multiplying 40 times however many departments we have. If its value, 5b, if its value needs to be changed. So let's say in this example, you're writing a program, you're editing this program, and the number of departments in your organization has increased to 25. Okay, so instead of going around and trying to find all the 25s in your program code, because we didn't use 25s, all you have to do is change it right up here at the declaration. Just change this to 25 and you are good to go, because after this it can't be changed. So if its value needs to be changed, you change it at the declaration. And then every time it says num of depths in your code, it will give it a 25 instead of a 20. And then the purpose of this conventional method here of naming it is that it stands out as separate from a variable. Stands out as separate from a variable. So we're going to look at compare our notes to the example, and so we look at this. You'll notice that we have a regular variable, and then you have the declared named constant. You'll notice how it has final int. It could be final double. It could be final string. But in this case, it's an int. Days and week, and then it's been assigned. So on the same line as the declaration. Then you have a regular variable int, total days. Now in here, how many weeks until spring break? Num of weeks. Go on here, and then in this variable right here, we are calling this constant. What is your variable? What is your value? And of course, it's 7 in there. It's not an unnamed constant, but it's named. And so now you can tell that this is a named constant and this is a variable because of the way that they have been named. We're using conventional methods. And then you can tell this is the name of a class because of the way it's been named. So it's being treated like a variable, but it's not really a variable, but it is a memory location that stores the 7. And so it's treated like normal. So I think that is it. And so use this example and the notes to help do tonight's assignment. And please read the instructions for the assignment carefully because they are very doable. But if you skip any of the instructions, it will be harder to understand. Read and reread them as much as necessary to be able to do the assignment. And that's it.